Before you pack your bags and move abroad with your family, hear me out. A lot of people think Thailand or any place in Asia is cheap. I hate that word. It can be affordable, but only if you do it right. If not, you'll be back home sooner than you planned. Safety first, especially if you're solo. You gotta watch your own bags and your own back because you're alone. So don't get caught slipping. That's the easiest way to get scammed and robbed. Go back to my safety video I did on YouTube because there's lots of really good tips on there. The next thing you gotta do is adjust your Western mindset. Don't come abroad with the consumer mindset. You do not need to buy everything that you see. You don't need big luggages, big houses, big closets, none of that. You don't need none of that stuff. Simplicity makes travel easier and less expensive. Trust me, the more you carry on, the more you stress. So travel light, like really light. I recommend just a carry-on and a crossbody bag. That's all you need, and maybe a fanny pack. If you got to bring all that stuff and you got a large family you're traveling with, I recommend that you have a main hub, a country that you can go back to. Trust me, it's cheaper to get an apartment in some of these places than to be tagging along that luggage. If you're going to Bali for 10 days, just take you enough clothes for those 10 days and then carry on because you're going to pay double to get that luggage there, more than your ticket to get there. Trust me. I'm so blessed to have my family here because I can keep my luggage with them while I travel to these places and just take my carry-on. All you need is like 2 or 3 of each clothing item. So whatever you wear the most, maybe bring 3. If you wear shorts the most, bring 3 types of shorts, different types. Maybe a khaki pair, a denim pair, and some leggings or something, or biking shorts or whatever. So you can have a variety, but you don't need more than that and a few t-shirts and you're good to go. Now with me, I'm a vlogger, so I got lots of equipment. So most of that I carry in my backpack. So you're probably gonna need a bigger backpack if you're vlogging this experience. So consider that space you'll need. The point of this is don't haul your whole wardrobe in Asia. It's some pieces that you're gonna wanna buy here. So bring empty. So I'm planning on donating my things that I brought with me to make room for my souvenirs that I wanna bring back. I'm gonna tell you, my ticket to another country was $30. And to get my luggage there, it was more than my ticket. So just consider that it's cheaper if you just travel with the carry-on and travel light. Live like a local, not a Westerner. Walk more. Stop depending on taxis and driving everywhere, because that's definitely more Western. Eat more local food or buy local and prepare your own. Please don't chase the luxury because that'll get you back home quicker than anything. All of this Louis Vuitton and Dior, it's nice to look at and maybe you might want to pick up some things for your family, but let them know that these things are materialistic and they should probably get things that are more sentimental and more long lasting. Like I got some really nice earrings that I got from the Long Neck Village and they're something I will keep forever. I love that. You want to see the culture, not the Western version of Thailand. I know I do a lot of videos so that I can get my audience, and that's what they want. They want to see the Cheesecake Factory and KFC and McDonald's and stuff like that, and that's cool to do. But you really want to immerse yourself in the culture and going to the temples and going to the different malls and going to the night markets is a really great way to see locals because it's there for the locals. So definitely check that out. But if you're coming abroad trying to live the same life that you do in America or a Western style life, then you're just going to be a vacationer for a little while because it's not about things being less expensive. It's about being able to relax and grow and learn more about yourself and the place that you're visiting. Health and well-being equals money saved, trust me. Fasting is my best friend abroad. I still do intermittent fasting. I tend to eat 1 meal a day. That works really well for me. But sometimes I might eat something else because you're traveling, you go places, you want to try something. But I am very mindful of my intake while I'm traveling and what I eat. Keep your body strong. You don't need no medical expenses, but if you do, you make sure you have traveler's insurance. Sleep well, less stress, hydrate, and just try to have a good quality of life. Healthy traveler equals low budget for sure. There's some financial non-negotiables we need to talk about. Travel insurance is definitely a non-negotiable. There's a link in my bio for safety wings. I definitely recommend travel insurance. Emergency money. Unexpected expenses, you need to have that set aside. Depending on you and your budget, you should have at least 10% set aside for emergency, if not more. rainy day savings. So I say that you should keep your money. If you're doing long-term travel and you're going for at least a year, then you need to have your money for a return ticket, which the 25% possible increase in the flight saved, because you don't know when you're going to need to come back home. So you need to have that separate from the money that you have with you in your accounts that you use while traveling abroad. You need access to multiple credit cards in case one gets locked. Sometimes you have problems, they decline you. You put your travel itinerary on the website or something and it just doesn't go through, or you don't get to the app in time. Anything can happen, and several things have happened. So I'm glad that I have several credit cards. I recommend at least having four in case you need, depending on the limits that you have on your credit cards. But I use a lot of credit cards, so that's something to keep in mind. Make sure when you get a credit card, that you can use it internationally and you don't have to pay anything. I recommend getting the Charles Schwab and the Fidelity checking banking card, because they reimburse you of all ATM fees. The ATM fees in Asia are very high to me. It comes to a conversion of about $8 per transaction. So if you're going to pay $8, make sure you get a large amount out of the ATM so that it will justify that fee. So that's just something to think about. And avoid just having a cash only budget. Make sure you have a mixture, because sometimes when you need to use that credit card, like for instance, when I get an Airbnb, you're paying ahead. So I'm paying for the next month. So I'll just use my credit card and then I can pay it off by then. So that's a good way to kind of get ahead of your expenses, because I'm paid for all the way for the month ahead because I paid on my credit card. Know your why and move with purpose. Don't just move abroad because it's trendy and everybody is moving over here. Move because you have a purpose. My purpose was ancestry, because my great grandmother was from Thailand. Don't leave America running from problems you never fixed. Please don't do that. Have a purpose, whether it be peace, spiritual growth, culture, faith, financial reset, a minimalist lifestyle, whatever your why is, make sure you know what it is and you move with purpose. And in closing, I will say this: living abroad can be beautiful, life-changing, and affordable if you do it right. Don't rush. Don't follow hype. Prepare properly. If you're looking for more tips, check out my safety video and other travelers' tips on Bootsie UnThai'd on all social media platforms. May God bless you, and thank you for supporting my journey.